Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Lovin Riyadh Show. I'm Rama
And I'm Sarah.
and it is the 16th of July today, so I feel like we're halfway through the summer maybe. I feel like maybe that's just me thinking positively, but I think the weather's starting to improve a tiny bit. No,
Nope.
Sarah doesn't agree.
No.
So maybe that's just me
The
looking
sun
at
is like lasering at you whenever you're out.
I'm just hoping. Every day I hope that it's gonna
If
get
you
a
want
little
a
bit better.
tan, just go grocery shopping.
Honestly, or just
Yeah.
sit outside.
Yeah, exactly.
But yes, we have a lot of interesting topics as usual. So we'll begin with.
Wait. Also, we're almost at my birthday, which
Oh,
is
that's a
the
good
25th
point.
of July. So
That's a good point. So
because today is like 60. Did you mention that?
it is. I did mention.
Sorry,
the
I have a
16th.
goldfish memory. Anyways, what's our first topic of the day?
That the Riyadh-Damascus flights have resumed after a 12-year hiatus.
And flight from Riyadh catches fire upon landing at Peshawar Airport.
And the Riyadh's new sports tower design gets the green light.
Saudi declared second best global destination for expats. So, Riyadh-Damascus flights have resumed after 12 years hiatus. That's a fancy word. Anyway, so commercial flights between Saudi Arabia and Syria resumed this week, technically not this week, on the 12th of July, after a 12-year hiatus. Can you give me a simpler definition of hiatus? Because that's a very...
It just means that when something has been halted, but they don't know exactly when it's going to return or if it's going to return.
All right.
So yeah, everybody thought that it was basically going to be, there won't be any flights
Yeah.
for like a long time.
Yeah. Well, 12 years is a long time.
It is.
You know, every time I think about these very big years thingy, it's like, it reminds me, it doesn't remind me, what? I can't speak. I can't. Anyways, but like if you had a child 12 years ago, a child is the same age as whatever. Anyways.
I get what you mean.
Yeah.
So it's the length of a 12-year-old child,
Yeah.
basically.
So what is that word?
Inaugural.
Inaugural.
Just the first.
Syrian
it's just
air.
fancy words.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's the first one.
Okay, and an inaugural Syrian Airlines flight from Damascus landed in Riyadh with 170 passengers on board, symbolizing a fresh start in a word ties. So this isn't like really new. These flights have temporarily resumed earlier this year for Hajj, as we know. Yeah, but it was flights were suspended since 2012, and now we're back again, you know. And lots of people in the comments were like, "Oh, I really wanna go to Saudi again. I really wanna go to Hajj."
And also, I think that they are planning on doing weekly round trips between Syria, like between Damascus and Riyadh. So I think they're starting with that, and then later on it could increase.
Yeah.
But I think they have to start slow because it's been 12 years.
Yeah, it's not that easy
Yeah.
to like. Yeah, but yeah, that's some good news.
So our second topic is actually a crazy one. It's a flight from Riyadh that caught fire upon landing at the Bacha Khan airport in Pakistan.
But
So a Saudi Airlines flight was flying from Riyadh carrying 297 passengers.
yeah, woo, that's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people, and upon landing, it started smoking and caught fire in Peshawar in Pakistan. Sorry if I'm butchering the names of
Yeah,
these.
Peshawar.
But the fire outbreak started in the landing gear, and I think the officers that were around
Yeah.
noticed it. So I think there were sparks, you know, when the wheels start to spark,
Yeah,
and then
that's
it caught fire.
scary. Yeah.
But thankfully, everybody was evacuated straight away and using emergency slides. And there were no reported injuries.
Thankfully.
And they're doing technical like assessments on the aircrafts, obviously, because that shouldn't be
And
happening.
the inflatable that they just will insert a photo, but it looks fun. I'm sorry, like it's some bad news, but like that looks.
But
fun.
at least they were on the ground at their destination when this happened.
Imagine if that happened mid-air.
Yeah, but I don't know. I wonder why. Saudi Airlines very rarely has any kind of issues.
Yeah,
so
but maybe
I think maybe it's to do with the heat.
I think we blame the heat on this podcast for everything.
Because it really is to blame for a lot of things.
Yeah, but actually,
it really is because
it's some laser sun out here, guys.
Yeah. I mean, we don't really know what it is. Like, we don't know what the problem was.
Yeah.
But we're just inclined to blame the heat because we don't understand aircraft.
And it really. And by the way, like it's been 2 episodes now, and we've been talking a lot about airports and.
Yeah, because I think a lot tends to happen with
traveling. Yeah.
With travel,
because it's the summer is break.
Especially in Saudi Airlines.
Yeah, and everyone's running away from the heat.
Also that. We're just not happy with the heat.
No one is. Like, I mean, have you seen cats? They're very tired. Yesterday there was this cat. She was very hungry, and she was like, "Do you know that cats, when they're like dehydrated, they would just go like, what do you call it in English?
Panting. Like they start to pant.
Why do you have these very big words?
I don't know.
Like, damn, she went to Cambridge. Did you go to Cambridge?
No, I did not. But it doesn't sound right. I don't know. Panting? Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe. But yeah, we bought a tuna can and she finished it all.
Yeah, the heat is it's a rough one.
But
everyone. I mean, the flight, although it caught fire, it doesn't seem that big of a thing, because again, everybody was not rescued, but everybody was removed from the aircraft very quickly, as well as the 21 crew members.
Yeah.
So that's a big flight.
Yeah, and if you know, you know. Like when you're like down that hallway, like imagine everyone just panicking, no,
Exactly, but thankfully everything was fine.
And everyone is okay.
Yeah.
So, I have a question for you, Ram.
Mm-hmm.
What's been trending for since Corona, really, like since 2020? What's the thing that's been trending ever since then?
Sports,
exactly. Every time someone breaks up with someone, you'd find them just going to the gym for some reason. And sports is a very, very, very popular thing that, collides people together. And
especially in Saudi.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking of.
I don't think especially in Saudi.
No,
I mean
sports has been trending in Saudi, like the sports field.
Like a lot. Mm-hmm. Like if you go through my For You page, sometimes it's just like, oh, what I wear in the gym, whatever.
Yeah.
And we know that Saudi Arabia has been doing like amazing things, like there's contracts been signing between the I don't know what. We're hosting the
esports
in 2025, I think.
Right now. They're hosting the esports World Cup.
And there was I think we created that. I don't think that there was such a thing before. I saw a TikTok about it in the morning. That this one guy is saying like, "What do you have, Saudi Arabia?" And never mind. Anyways, so the Riyadh's new sport tower design gets the green lights. I like seeing news about NEOM, and every time like NEOM, Riyadh has these kind of what do you call it?
Interesting projects.
Yeah, but this looks like Los Angeles. Like we're gonna insert a photo for you guys, and Anyways, so this is set to have a high-raised structure. Envisioned as a hub for various indoor sports courts, marks a significant step in city ambitious sports boulevard project.
But I see what you mean by mentioning NEOM. It's giving NEOM.
NEOM, yeah. Like the Muka'ab thing project.
That is very much giving NEOM.
NEOM. And I'm so excited for the NEOM thing. And now that, Riyadh and Jeddah and all these cities in Saudi Arabia are stepping up the game with NEOM, it's beautiful. And it is said to be 130 meters high. That is high.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm not an engineer, so I don't know really
and
what is that.
And it's filled with sports courts.
30 sports facilities. I'm talking football, I'm talking basketball, climbing a wall. Do you know these?
The climbing wall, yeah.
Climbing wall, yeah. That is 98 meters.
I think it's going to be the tallest climbing wall in the world. Is that right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
And the boulevard will span an impressive 135 kilometer across Riyadh. That is big.
Yeah.
And we'll insert the photos for you. And of course, it is a contribution for the Vision 2030. The Sports Boulevard aimed to promote a healthy lifestyle among Riyadh's residents.
So our last topic of the day is that Saudi is actually declared second best as a global destination for expats. So that means that expats are loving life here.
Yeah.
Whenever they move, and it's actually outshined. Like Saudi has outshined nations like the US, UK, and Belgium, according to the latest Expat Insider survey. So the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia actually jumped from 14th place last year to second this year, coming just below Denmark. So Denmark is obviously, you know, like these kinds of countries are so nice to live in because they have like all these facilities, and I feel like they're very organized as a country.
And nature as well.
Exactly. Yeah. So the fact that Saudi has come just below that means that we probably evidently have very exceptional services and just a lifestyle for expats that they seem to enjoy.
Yeah.
So there's 4 main categories that were used to determine this ranking, and it's career prospects, salary, and job security, and work-life balance, and just overall work satisfaction. So Saudi was actually it excelled specifically in career prospects. So that means that there's a lot of career opportunities for expats specifically, and I think this is much more so in recent years than it used to be in the past. If you remember, there was expats in Saudi, but it wasn't too much, and I feel like it's increased a lot.
I had to tell you that lately. I don't know what expats mean.
Foreigners that come and live
okay.
here.
You should. Okay.
I should have explained that from the beginning for anyone that doesn't know. So yeah, that is what an expat is.
Yeah.
And it was also Saudi was also ranked in top 10 for expat essentials. So that's, for example, visa requirements, all of these regulatory things.
Yeah.
Saudi is excelling in providing that for expats. So there was actually 62% of expats that felt very positive about their personal career growth in Saudi. 82% expressed satisfaction with the local economy as well, which earned Saudi as second place, and I can see that. I can understand why expats are loving it.
I'm loving it. Okay.
I'm sure they are loving it because, even as a non-expat, technically, there's a lot of career opportunities that I am seeing for foreigners.
That is true.
And there's a lot of opportunities to excel in your career as well, especially I would say in Riyadh.
Yeah, Riyadh is like the hub.
It's the hub right now, yeah. And I think a lot of people also come here for the warmth. Look at us complaining about the heat, but I think a lot of foreigners come here because they're like, oh my God, it's summer all year round, basically.
I can
Not so much in Riyadh,
yeah.
Maybe in Jeddah or other places, but
Riyadh is nice at night, you know.
It is,
and in the winter and all the seasons except some.
Also, let's not forget the safety.
That is true.
So, which is a huge.
That is true.
Factor.
2 days ago, me and my brother went to buy some stuff, and there was this guy. He went out of his car and left it just.
He did running.
Yeah, he left it running and just went to buy his day and just.
And it's funny because it's not even part of the categories that were ranked. So there's the other stuff that actually got Saudi to second place.
Yeah, it's the hidden.
It's all the things to do with your career, salary. The salaries are great. Job security as well is a big one because that means that people are safe, they feel safe in their jobs. They don't feel like they're going to get fired the next day.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, different in other countries.
Yeah.
And especially what surprised me was not surprised, but like the work-life balance, which means that they all feel like they have the time to leave work and still live their lives.
Yeah.
Do you feel that way? I think I feel that way most of the time.
I'm still at the beginning of my
Your career, yeah.
So I still don't know what am I supposed to feel and what I'm not supposed to feel.
That's fair enough.
But it's so far so good.
So far so good. Yeah, and hopefully next year Saudi will become first on the list and we'll win this
and
one.
We'll document it for you on this podcast.
Hopefully, yes.
So that is all we have for you today. But you can catch us again next week on Tuesday. Don't forget to watch the podcast on YouTube. That's my favorite part. And you can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Rami, and that's it.
That's it.
Yeah, so
you switched accents like 3 times.
Yeah, it's when I'm nervous. Anyways, so yeah. Have a good week, guys. Bye.